Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And today is Tuesday. No, Monday. Monday. Yeah, Monday.
It's Monday. I'm like, I think it's Monday. Is it
Well, I'm
Monday?
used to hire mine's Monday, but I forgot we're doing it Sunday, Monday. But
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
I was just talking to Trina before we came on. Like, yeah, I, I got so much going on. I mean, and not really in reality, but up here that shit, I don't even
Me,
know what day it is.
me too.
Yeah.
Losing track of time, and it's like time is moving super fast right now. It's crazy.
Time and downloads galore. And to be honest
No.
with you, folks, that's why tonight we're going to get into chapter 39, maybe 40. But man, last night, there was just so much information in chapters 37 and 38. I just kind of want to go back, and there were some points when I was reading through them, and they were long chapters. And there was points I wanted to stop and discuss it because I mean it was, like I said, it's what we're doing. It's things that's
Yeah.
happening now.
Yeah.
And this is just more confirmation. And it's like, me and Trina will be discussing something or before the show, and then I'll end up reading and it'll cover just what we were discussing. So, I mean, these synchronicities that are just happening nonstop. So,
It's off the. It. You just can't make this up. Just like you and I were talking, and we were firing this board, and it was like, get off the phone. I look, it's 11:33. It's or 1:33, and it's
12:33 because it
3:33 at
was
your house. I was like,
3:33.
yeah,
Yeah.
12:33 and 3:33. I was like, oh, that's funny. And we're getting ready to hang up. I'm like, oh, and look at the clock, 12:33. And you're like, yeah, and it's 3:33 here. I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. It's just
And I mean, that's like,
showing up everywhere.
and I mean, that's nonstop. It's not like it just happens once or twice a day. It's like literally almost every conversation.
I know
You
it's
know?
it's nonstop, and it's in music and everything. It's like coming from all different directions, which is beautiful.
Oh yeah, and another thing that I found out today, I didn't even realize this. I talked about that Simpsons that aired last night,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't even realize it was going to be a two-part series. And I thought about maybe discussing that tonight, but since I found out it's a two-part series, and like I said, folks, we talked about that, and it basically describes what we're reading here in The Simpsons. So we know how predictive programming goes. But anyway, the continuation of that episode is next week. So if anybody wants to try
Wow,
to, it is on fox.com. I did go check. So you can go watch that episode now. And then you can tune in next week and watch the other episode. So,
that's
like I
amazing.
said, it will blow your mind, folks, because it talks about the soul and I mean, it's mind blowing, but not really because that's what we're discussing here. But
Yeah,
it's mind blowing that the general population's getting this information.
it is. It's completely mind blowing. Synchronicities are off. It's like I said, and we're all getting similar information at the same time. And like I said, it's just so strange. It's unbelievable. We're connecting on a higher level, and
We
it's
are, and
super epic.
like I'm going to get into the telepathy. I mean, I know that many of us are already connecting telepathically, no
Yeah,
doubt about it. I mean, whether you realize it or not. I mean, think about it. For if you're just sitting there and maybe somebody pops in your mind, and then you get a confirmation right after that,
yeah. Or
you're
the phone rings,
telepathically connecting.
or an email comes in
Yeah.
from them, and you're like, really?
So that's like I was telling Trina the other day, she was late coming on or something. And I was texting her or something, and I was like, or no, I was waiting for her to come on. I was like, come on, Trina. I was talking to myself. Boom, there she came.
Yeah, it was so funny when he said, "Come on, Trina." I was watching him
Did
on
you
the
put,
screen.
I'm here. Can't make this stuff up.
I know you can. He's like, "Come on, Trina," and I was like, literally, I connected, and I was like, I could see you, but I was waiting for you to notice I was
Yes, I
there.
had
And right
music
when I
playing.
connected, "Come on, Trina," and I just started laughing.
Oh Lord.
It
Well,
is. It's crazy.
we're
It's
kind
it's
of
so
going to get
crazy.
going early tonight since we got so much to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and see who we got with us.
Okay.
There's Miss Chloe. Well, Spirit Girl SF, you made it. Good to see you, hon. Welcome, welcome. I guarantee you will enjoy this book. lots of confirmations here. And I hope you went back and read chapters 37, 38, because I sent her a copy today as well. So welcome. Leanne V, how you doing? Good to see you. There's Mr. David Castle. Big Al, I thought you was going to be in bed, buddy. He's got to get up early. Who else we got? Miss Elsie Darling, how you doing? Troy Stitter, welcome, 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 my friend. Blanca Lugardo, how you doing, huh? There's Mr. Scratchy Scratch. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Big Al says, need to sleep, driving sleep, buddy. You go to sleep. You can catch us on the flip-flop. Just appreciate you being here. Yeah. Who else we got rolling on in here? Miss Travel 444. I need to get back to your email. I was just looking through that day. I'm behind again, folks. Sometimes I stay on it. Most of the time I don't. But anyway, Miss Ann Allen, how you doing? Good to see you, hon. Who else we got? Our Sparkles. Good to see you, buddy. Think Agape Love always and forever. Divine Empress. Good to see you. Diane Reeves. Good to see you. Who else we got rolling in here? There's Zigzagzilla. I'm going to have him on this weekend. I'm kind of waiting to see which night that Marcia might be able to join. So I will get in touch with you ASAP, Zigzag, and we will have you on. It'll probably be Friday or Saturday. So anyway, who else we got? There's Robert B., the man, the myth, the legend. Now I want to do a kind of a thing, Big Al, Robert V, have a little group of us come on together, especially, my main contributors, because I mean, this is your channel. This is all of our channel, but like it's super their channel because they're responsible for keeping this going. So namaste. Thank you so much.
So much.
There's Miss Dark Truth. We want to send some love out to her. I think she's going to be having some kind of procedure, is what Trina was telling me earlier. So y'all send her some love, please, and some good wishes. We know she'll pull through.
Outcomes and quick recoveries.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's You're in My Memory by IP Freely. Been a while. Good to see you. Candy Apple, how you doing? Who else we got rolling in here? Miss Delaney, how you doing? There's Miss Amanda B. Good day from down under. Good to see you. She's a sweetheart. There's Joyce. Are you serious? How you doing? Who else we got rolling in here? I think I caught up. Yep. All right. Like I said, kind of want to recap a little bit on 38 because there was a lot of stopping points. 37, I thought about maybe going over it a little bit, but it pretty much spelled it out. It was talking about the downloads and what we consider the Akashic. We're all connected to this universal consciousness, this energy. Everything is one, I mean, and that's why, I didn't used to believe in the holographic universe, but it's the only thing that makes sense. And especially like, I know Wayne's not a big proponent of reincarnation, but that was something else that Trina and I talked about earlier today too. To me, that's the only thing that makes sense as far as the overpopulation of the planet. There's so many people that don't get it right because we've been programmed all our lives that it's led to overcrowding. And, I think that's, we were just talking, like a lot of people think it's just going to be this golden age all of a sudden appear. Like we're working towards that. But let me tell you, folks, it's going to get ugly first. Like,
probably.
Ugly. Yeah. There's going to have to be a cleansing before we can have that golden age.
Yeah, I think so.
So anyway, I know Wayne believes in it now. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything bad against Wayne. Please trust me. I love Wayne is my brother. Wayne. I love him. Yeah. I'm just saying like how we've evolved. Even he's evolved. I've evolved. That's
I think he totally is on board with reincarnation now. And I think that's because, remember, he kept posing the question, there's no way you could get it all done in one lifetime. That's what I'm
saying. He was right there today.
He's like, it's just not even feasible. I was like, it seems like it.
That's what I'm saying. And this book, even says that. That's why, like, I didn't believe in the holographic universe and all that, but really, that's the only thing that makes sense, that all these timelines are running consecutively. There is no beginning and no end.
Yes. And the thing for me too is because I've always had that connection to that higher part of me and the inner child part of me, which always seemed to be smarter than I was. So I always just assumed it was coming from a higher realm, and that was true. So yeah, I've always just yeah, our consciousness being projected down from these higher aspects of yourself. I've always had some kind of a knowing of that. So I just didn't understand it as a hologram, but now I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Blanca Lugardo says, what is the YouTube channel of the author of this book? I can't remember the YouTube channel, but if you go and type in Agnost, which is Agenost, it'll pull up. I think it's either higher consciousness or spiritual science. It's something, I think it's higher consciousness, but if you type in his name, it'll pull up his YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to tell you folks that he's different. He's eccentric, but I mean, you see the information. He was just a pilot, I mean, he has some science background, but
Yeah.
look at us. Who am I?
That's
I
what I
mean,
mean. Intelligence wears so many different faces. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything.
I know. We do though. We actually know a lot, but we're wise enough to know that as much as we know isn't nothing.
Yeah.
There's way more. Yeah, we're gonna learn.
I mean, the more I know, the less I know.
Yeah, you need to learn more
Yeah.
because there's more. It's about asking the right questions, and I think that's what we're
Well,
doing.
especially when you're pulling it in from these other timelines.
Yeah.
Geez, what is
And
it in?
higher mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I always said that part of me is super smart.
well, that's why I always say it's a blessing and a curse. It
Yeah.
really is.
Oh yeah.
As Deceased says, what do you guys think about all this 80s stuff now? Is that a collapse of timelines? I don't get it. I'm not sure to what you're referring as 80s
Oh,
stuff.
I don't think so. I've seen that through history. Things come back in cycles.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, the
absolutely.
next one in line kind of was the 80s. So yeah, we see these things come back every time and again. And I think we're just in one of those
I
cycles.
wonder
And
if parachute pants will come back.
yeah, they already did. They started making them again. That yeah, they were. People,
Uh, I had
leg
some
warmers
parachute
and all
pants.
that kind of trendy stuff. I was seeing them in the like
God,
Claire's
the
book.
80s was terrible for fashion.
Yes, it was. But oh,
Oh,
what a good time and what a good frequency. And I think that's part of it, because prior to that, we were seeing a lot of the 60s stuff,
and
80s.
the 80s was an age of rebellion.
I think too, it was an age of rebellion. And I wonder too, because isn't that right around when we really got solidly anchored into the new frequency of music?
That
Was
I
it
don't know. I
before
couldn't
that?
say
I
either
know they
way.
started it in I think the 60s, but I think it was like
Yeah, I think it was earlier. Are you
yeah.
talking about the change to 440?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was somewhere. It was thinking the 50s or 60s, to be honest
Yeah,
with
and I
you.
think rock and roll was like a cry for freedom and liberty and expression.
Well, I mean, that's like we've done a show before, not on this channel, but on the one that got took down. We done that show on music and the lyrics and
Yeah.
whether were they channeling this information. I mean, something like that was taking place because you
Definitely.
listen to the lyrics now and you're like, holy shit. I mean, they were
Yeah.
preparing us for this moment.
Yeah, they were definitely getting higher mind information. I mean, unbelievable information in some of these song lyrics, especially from, like you say, the 70s and 80s. I mean, they are mind blowing.
Amanda B says, I was born, boom.
Yeah.
She's one of the younger pups here, that's for sure.
Yes.
God,
Yeah.
makes me feel like, well, I was born in the 70s, mid 70s, so I guess it ain't too bad.
I graduated from high school in 1988. So
88.
I was one of the ones doing it.
I graduated in 91. So
Yeah,
the
1980.
90s wasn't bad either. That's like, one of my friends on Facebook posted the Pearl Jam 10 album the other day, and like literally that's probably one of my favorite all-time albums. Like
Oh, it's
remember sitting in the fraternity house and drunk, whatever you want to say, intoxicated, and
yeah,
just jamming it out, and singing to the top of your lungs. Like, the glory days.
the good old days, right?
Yeah.
Weren't
Uh,
things so much more fun back then?
well, yeah, I mean, there wasn't the responsibility of life, still in college and all that. And that's, of course, there's none really here that are listening, but if someone ever stumbles upon this video and you are younger in age, enjoy it while you can. Like, you know, your daughter's age, like, and she does enjoy life. That's
I know
awesome. Like,
she's
she
so
truly does enjoy
devastated.
life.
Yeah, she's devastated because like no more raves, and like her last two that she purchased her tickets for got canceled, and yeah, she's bummed about that.
But yeah, well, that's like live music, you know, like concerts. There's, I don't, honestly, I don't see festivals and things like that coming back until 2021 at least. At
Hope
least.
not, but yeah, that might
Man,
be.
I'm telling you, at least, because they're not going to open things like that. They're saying at least, what, 18 months before they will have whatever, you know, the antivirus or whatever.
But you
So, I
know,
mean, they're not
I
going to
think
do that now.
I think that's part of the old agenda. I don't know if that's all going to go the way it was anticipated because all the
Well,
statistics aren't running that way. You know, things aren't going that way.
Well, let
So
me tell you what's happening
hope
here in
not.
Tennessee. In Tennessee, you know, today we opened back up for business, basically, but at 50% capacity for restaurants and retail and things like that. But what else came out today in the news in Tennessee? Today was the biggest increase in virus death rates of any other day. So the day they open back up, now this is the biggest death rate we've had in the state total, you know, for a day.
But does anybody know anybody who's died?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if these things are even true. I wonder that
Well,
so
that's what
much.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
I
know, I
don't think
mean,
it's true at
who
all.
knows
I
if it
don't
is
believe
true,
it.
but that's what they're rolling out here. Tennessee's opening up. And, you know, a lot of other states are pissed because us and a few other states are opening back up. And that's why, of course, they're going to release some information like that on the day we open back up.
Yeah. Yep. Unbelievable. Like I said, though, many people are seeing through this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They just are. It's like it
I mean,
doesn't
you
make.
know, it is real. I mean, it is killing people, but
Yes, just like
the
flu
scope of it.
every year. Yeah, we have this stuff happens every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's
well, you
normal.
ready to get rock and roll? Dark Truth says,
Rock and
not
roll.
me. Oh, wait a minute. Shauna Chow says, Brian, may I ask what part of Tennessee you live in? I have quite a bit of family in the Knoxville area. Actually, I'm about an hour northeast of Knoxville. I live in Kingsport in the Tri-City area. I went to school at Knoxville at UT, though.
Right
So that's
on.
cool. Welcome. Let's see if I see another question. Have you seen the survival rate? It's way higher. Yes, Elsie, the survival rate is way higher. That's what I'm saying. For what they're doing right now, it's not all because of what they're telling you. This is a test to me, and I've felt this way. What do I know though? But to me, I've felt like this is a test run, and that's like, you know, I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get on the show. But you know, they come out now with the microchip with Bill Gates 2020 and the 666 and the patent number and all that. That's a diversion, folks. Don't fall for that shit. There's something else they're going to roll out is what's going to be the one to worry about. It's not going to be that one. That's a diversion. Because, you know, as far as if you want to call it the mark, you're going to gladly accept that. And something like an antiviral or something for this virus, people will gladly accept that. I'd be more leery of taking that than I would the ID chip. Just, I ain't going to take either one, but
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I don't think that they're going to put that out there plain and simple like that. That's a diversion.
yeah. It's just crazy. But like I said, I think the agenda, the timelines might be shifting because you know the defunding of the WHO and stuff. You know that's going to stop a lot of these protocols for these things. So hopefully we're going in the right direction. I mean that was at least positive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. Okay, I kind of scrolled down here a little bit, and this is chapter 38, like I was telling you folks. And the reason I wanted to stop here, let's see, why did I want to stop here?
Because we were already an hour. We're
Oh,
over an hour.
yeah. It was talking about the Great Sea of Light and where it came from, and what that is. The Great Sea of Light. It is the universal consciousness. It is that energy that what we are a part of. We are a part of that cosmic soup of creation. And here it talks about we all have conscious soul has access to that higher knowledge. And that's what I was talking about as far as the Akashic records. And we're all connected to that information. And, it's like we were talking about, we do these studies and stuff. And when you're doing these studies, really, when you're doing these readings, you're remembering these things. I mean, it's already a part of our makeup. I truly believe that, because there's sometimes that I know I've never done any research or anything, but I'll read something and I just know it. I already knew it.
Know it. Yep. You just know it. Like, it's true. Like you've somehow tried and proven it before.
Yep.
Yep. You know it.
Which I'll probably go through here and not find anything to stop at. Probably just go right into 39. Is there anything you remember from last night that wanted to go back over?
Like, I love this stuff right here, the subconscious mind programs.
Mm-hmm.
And the soul, it's real and immortal. Like, that's profound, because we are being mainly run through these subconscious programs in our mind, and a lot of them we're not aware of. So I think that is a great place to start.
And this is something else I kind of wanted to go back over, as far as, it excited a lot of people talking about reactivating that DNA and that junk DNA in our bodies. And, and I kind of started working with that a little bit last night. Now, I can't say that I've seen any results yet, but, I did start on it, and I'm trying to envision and repair some of that junk DNA, and actually going in, and it's actually pretty cool. I mean, like I said, you get these visuals, and it's like being in and looking at this DNA strand. But I truly believe that we can, and like you said last night, be careful what you wish for.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can reactivate things that maybe we don't understand. And that's why I got that kind of big message about the telepathy and doing that. Like, there's some things that I know some people aren't going to be ready for. And that's why I'm not going to do it all publicly. Some of it's going to be done, like I said, request and things like that, because I got to know that people are going to be serious about this, because you're truly going to be opening aspects of the mind that's lying dormant your whole life.
Yep.
So,
and this stuff was like what we were using in the ancient times of Atlantis and stuff. And like I said, we all know what happened there. It was a train wreck. So, like I said, these things, they have to be used very carefully, because they are truly very powerful. Very powerful.
We speak of the mind and its creation.
Yep. Abracadabra, baby.
Yeah, that's something else I'd like to do a show on sometimes, the abracadabra and the true pronunciation, but I don't know, that could cause some ripples as well.
Oh yeah.
Most people don't know how to truly say it, and truly saying the word how you're supposed to, it can be dangerous, folks. So don't go off playing with that word.
Yeah. It's literally an invocation through sound. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and just go to 39.
Okay.
I think if you want to go back and go over 38, and like I said, I recommend everybody do, because chapters 37 and 38 was revelational.
Yeah, you could read them 100 times and just keep getting more information. They were pretty expansive.
Yeah, Blanca Lugardo, you would definitely be a part of that. She is definitely in the know.
Yes.
All right, well, you ready to rock and roll?
Get it.
Chapters 39 and hopefully 42, 10, 24. Hopefully they ain't as long as they were last night. Shoo.
I know. But they were amazing. Like I said, such powerful information.
Now, we are going to try to take questions. I mean, we will take questions in between each chapter, but tonight, since there was a lot of times I wanted to stop last night, if I see somewhere that I think we need to stop and discuss, I'm going to stop tonight. So the chapters may go a little bit slower. So bear with me. But like I said, there was plenty of things we needed to discuss last night, and oh well. But here we go. So, what is God, or the Universal Father? I wonder if there's a real true definition. It may it may be as many as there are people. For millennia, the church has depicted this really old man with long white hair and a beard. So even God would have a nutritional copper mineral deficiency, since we know gray hair is a function of copper deficiency and hydrogen peroxide.
That's so true.
I would have never thought that, though.
Oh,
And he
man.
is sitting on his throne, raised high above the rest, knows everything, understands everything, and is ruling the earth and the heaven. You better do as he says, otherwise he will get mad at you and punish you by sending all kinds of bad stuff your way. What happened to God is love. After you get punished by God, you can have forgiveness if you give money to the church so they can pray for you. Of course, I write this with tongue in cheek. Hopefully we have come a long way since it used to be that way. The church has also. God is only one term of many which covers the all-encompassing, infinite, intelligent force and spiritual entity. It could also be called the I Am, Source, the Creator, Universal Father, Universal Consciousness, the Oneness, the All, and many others. We are part of the creative, intelligent source of all things. Since it is a part of us, we can also easily communicate with it, since it is us. Should we not start using it in a more creative way than many of us do? It is so simple. I did not say easy because there is some effort and patience involved on your part. God is an intelligent creative force or energy, sometimes also called love, since it vibrates at the frequency of love. Since we are part of this energy, we are also part of this creative, intelligent, all-encompassing thought form, which will allow us to manifest things we want in our life. We hold the frequency of the energy of the universal storehouse of creative energy. It is like putting your hand in your own pocket and pulling out what you want. We can learn how to open up the valve and let the information, energy, and substance flow from the source of all things through our life. Within you, you have the access to all there is. Of course, unless you are city consciousness, what you are manifesting in physical existence has to follow the law of physics in order for it to show up in your life. Notice I said our city consciousness, not have city consciousness. Or have. Your consciousness. City consciousness bypasses all the physical procedures and gives you instant manifestation of what you want at that time of request or thought. History is full of gods. Many of them are self-declared gods, or they inherited the god status from their parents. Some of these gods have wives and family. It is obvious that they were just regular folks who elevated themselves to god status, usually through a position of power as a king. The unofficial word on the street is that there are some 3,000 religions on earth. Every one of them has a god or many gods, and they usually tell their people that all the other religions are false, and they are the only true religion. Something is wrong with this picture, and most people don't get it. Heaven is another elusive concept. Where is heaven? Most of us would point up and say it is there. Biblical writings speak of someone asking Jesus, "When can we go to heaven?" Yeshua answered, "You're already there, but you're too blind to see it." We also hear of heaven and this place of pure love that we are supposed to go after we die. Now, where's that? There are people who have had glimpses of something like that in near-death experiences or by pure enlightenment while they are still in their physical body. This place is really everywhere throughout all of our existence, but most of us are blocked from experiencing it because we have not tuned in. Heaven, or this place of pure love, is our ultimate destination, which we all will end up at eventually. It is the great sea of light. When our physical life is terminated, this time around, most of us will find out that we do not qualify to get there. We will make it to the front lobby and see and actually feel it. So then we may ask, why are we not going home yet? The answer is that we are not tuned into that frequency yet. So how do we know that? How do we do that? We can actually turn the knob on the universal radio and raise the frequency of the music in ourselves. Be the frequency you want to receive.
Yeah.
We can raise the vibration of our mind, thoughts, and actions. That will raise the frequency of our consciousness, thus increasing the spiritual capacity of the soul. Remember, everything is mind. We block and neutralize erroneous thought and action, conscious and unconscious, forgive and transmute it to love. It is all about the vibration. If you just keep repeating the word love, you will be raising your vibration and creating harmony in your thoughts. You can actually clean the unwanted subconscious memory programs from your mind and open up for contact and conscious understanding of the flow of the universal consciousness in you. I would recommend a mantra to repeat over and over again to yourself, somewhat like this: I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. These are some of the magic words which clears the path into the deeper mind and open you up for contact with the universal consciousness.
Yes.
Every thought and word matters.
Mm-hmm.
So, any questions?
Nope, not yet. But that's the Ho'oponopono prayer, and that's a beautiful thing.
Well, that's why, I'm a big believer in every morning when I get up, daily affirmations. Like, it's better to start off with a positive, kick in the butt than starting off like, oh God, I feel like crap, blah, blah, blah. Start off like, man, you know what? You're awesome. You kick ass. You're full of love. Start off with things like that. Like they said, those words, those catchwords. I love you. I am sorry.
Please forgive me and thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Gratitude is
like I
so
said, an
powerful.
attitude of gratitude, man. That's the fake it till you make it. Attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for what is available to you. It's work sometimes because we wake up and this reality's beating us up. So yeah, it's hard work to stay in that positive frequency. But I think right now, boy, it is time to stick with it and work hard at it.
Absolutely. Well, that one wasn't too bad. You ready to rock and roll to 40?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yes, there is a circumstance where the facts don't count in the physical also. That is when we have obtained city consciousness or have made direct connection with the universal consciousness through highly visualized intention with strong emotion and love. Enlightenment and city consciousness mostly go together. City consciousness is a perfect state of the universal awareness. With city consciousness, we have transcended the mind and are simply one with all of creation. And in this oneness with the all or universal consciousness, there are no questions, only knowledge and oneness. There is no lack or want, only instant manifestation at the moment of thought. With city consciousness, your mind with its limiting qualities becomes obstructions and devices of limitation in the process of manifestation, and therefore are bypassed altogether. City consciousness blends with the vibration of the universal consciousness because it is universal consciousness. A person who has reached city consciousness can come and go in the physical reality, can create for good at will, has been known to be observed at two different places at the same time, and needs no mind because he or she is the embodiment of all the encompassing universal mind. This is illumination. Real quick, that's almost, I wonder if that's like when you astral travel and you see someone there.
Yeah.
So does that mean that we have illumination?
Yeah. The way it was shown to me is we as multidimensional beings are existing within different vibrational sets. And so the higher you go, the brighter you shine, the smarter you are, because the closer to source you are.
Well, the reason I say, I'm always hard on myself. And that was one thing that slowed me down, was not believing in myself at first. And that was when I threw up my hands and was just like, screw it, whatever comes. And then that's just when it was like, bam, right in your face. And
yeah, the surrender, the letting go of ego and connecting to the will of creation. You're like, man, I'm over it. Thy will be done. Then the floodgates just open up like.
But from what I'm reading here, and like I said, this is what I'm living. You see, this is illumination, and I'm thinking, so am I illuminated? You still,
Yeah.
but that's that self-doubt still in me.
Yeah, you are illuminated. Illuminated. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in this chat is illuminated.
Yeah.
We're doing the work, we're doing the work. And we're trying to connect with the universal mind.
True.
That's what we're doing when we're
Or you
meditating.
wouldn't be here.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing when we're meditating and stuff. This is literally why we're doing this, and this is what's happening. We're connecting to the higher universal conscious mind. And when you're able to do that and receive those visions, that is the definition of illumination.
I
Yeah.
say it's good to get confirmations,
Yeah. And you
makes
so
it.
totally are. I mean, I'm sure we'll get illuminated more,
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, we aren't done. It's like, oh, we're illuminated. It's
if
all
I'm
done.
illuminated, if I'm illuminated, I'm like one of those paper matches in a wind.
Yeah, we're like candles, and we're still working on getting to be the bonfire.
I'm just trying to keep the match lit.
We're little fires, and we want to be a bonfire. But and when we all put our fire together, we do become that bonfire.
Absolutely, and that's where this book's going to. That's what I keep saying. There's strength in numbers.
That's it. We're all little flames, but when we come together, it's like, oh, burn down the house. Here we go.
All right, so here we go. Some of the masters you may want to investigate are, and I may slaughter some of these names, folks, but bear with me. Are Babaji Sai Baba. Get on the internet sometime and Google I know that's right, city consciousness. Yeah. Babaji Sai Baba, bilocation, ascension, immortal, white powdered gold, Apollonius of Tyana. There is some very interesting reading in each one of those concepts for you. Wish I could take a snapshot of that. I'll have to go back to that. What page was this? I'll look. Since you know you are the outward physical, mental, and spiritual expression of the Universal Father's consciousness, you should also know you are the instrument by which the Universal Father acts and expresses himself as yourself in this physical universe. Yeah, I mean, that's what we say, that we're here to have, what is it, a physical experience.
Like God showed me, you're my hands.
Right.
I'm experiencing all of this through you. I was like, that's profound and beautiful. And that's kind of what.
And that's why I said that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing while we're here. We're not supposed to be doing this daily grind and all that. We're literally supposed to be enjoying the little things in life that, which lead to bigger things. But like, could you imagine if we were able to progress and not have to worry about going to work every day, but actually be able to expand and use our minds? It probably would look like some of these movie depictions of these big sky cities and stuff like that. If we weren't limited in our thoughts this whole time, God, could you imagine some of the things we would have been able to accomplish?
Well, that's what they were seeing in Atlantis. I mean, that civilization was far out. I mean, it really was. But like you say, we keep getting tricked by these upper, higher, intelligent beings promising us that they're going to save us. And they do offer you really awesome prizes and technologies. And then we contract with these beings, and they change us somehow, and we get like messed up every time. This seems to be a recurring theme. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like, I know Tesla, and there's many people out there today that have learned the tricks, like Elon Musk. He's another one. They've learned how to tap into that universal consciousness, and that's how they're pulling these technologies and things. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're all capable of doing this.
Yeah, you do too. I'm like, you do too. It's like, we can't underestimate the potency of what we're actually accomplishing right now.
But I'm saying they already know the tricks, and that's what we're learning here.
Oh yeah, they've been using it against us for a long time.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Once we go through this and get into telepathy and things like that, this truly is going to be some powerful stuff, folks. Like, you can truly
Yes.
manipulate situations, and that, like, you have to be careful with how you use this. And that's one of the things that's going to be in the disclaimer, that is, you're going to have to sign or something when we do this, that you will use this for the greater good.
Yeah, absolutely. A commitment to serve others instead of service to self.
Because I'm taking this serious. I
Yeah,
really
and
am.
this is literally how it's done, and they're saying, only the pure of heart can be granted access to those levels of
Yep.
manifestation. And
Yep.
I think for some reason, somehow, there might have been, um, you know, um, our own souls put in some kind of barriers with that too. But of course, people can choose whatever they want and break through any barriers they've installed within themselves and totally go dark side, because it does happen. But yeah, we're here, I think, to correct the errors of our past through understanding truly that we are enough.
Well, it's like when I was
That's the
reading a
way
little bit
we are.
last night, I kind of got a little choked up, because, like, I was kind of envisioning, like, I mean, I truly see us doing beautiful, wonderful things.
I saw us coming here and being like Jesus, and that's a tall order, Brian.
Yeah, that is
That's
a
a
total.
tall order.
So, all right. Well, anyway, we'll continue. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Right on.
Since you know you are the outwards physical, mental, and spiritual expression of the Universal Father's consciousness, you should also know you are the instrument by which the Universal Father acts and expresses himself as yourself in this physical universe. This communication is a two-way street within you. See that you know who you are, and that your conscious mind is trained to get out of the way so you can be plugged in and listening. The little voice in the back of your mind will be talking to you. Well, that was the end of the chapter. Yeah, that little voice. Shit, which one?
Right.
No, I know
Right.
that little voice that he's talking about. That's what I consider my higher self.
Me too. But you do have other influences within the body through the chakra systems. So, you do know, like, that's an asset for you because you can understand that when you understand the frequencies of these specific planetary bodies that you're connected to through the solar system, you can actually get advice and wisdom from these beings because they are masters in areas that you aren't. It's just like consulting a friend that has a degree in say quantum physics when you want to understand more about quantum physics, you know?
Yep. I love y'all in the chat. I swear, I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all are awesome freaking people, and y'all should say that every day when you wake up. I am awesome,
Yeah,
because you
remember we were
are
talking about that today. We were like, the people in this group are just
amazing.
beyond, yeah, beyond imagination, beautiful human beings. It's like, guys, we are really we worship you all on a healthy level. We
Yep.
love you like more than you'll ever know. So this is true. We
And
discuss
the
often.
reason for it is because I'm telling you, I really do see us doing wonderful, beautiful things for many people.
For the whole world. I literally the whole world. It's us. We are going to be a big part of that. And if things get crazy and all of it, just always remember we're here for battling the most important part of you, which is your treasure in heaven, which is the gold, which is your soul, it's your spark, it's the sun inside of you. And that's truly what you're trying to protect. All this other stuff doesn't matter. But that's why we're working to try to heal our souls and reconnect to that. So that way nothing can hurt it, because we'll know we're enough.
Yep.
We are enough.
I like how he starts this one right here, chapter 41. For my Bible reading friends, read Psalms 82:6 again, where it states, "You are God's." Then you may want to read Luke 17 through 21 again, where it states, "The kingdom of heaven is within you." It does not say above you. We must submit ourselves to a constant knowing of who we are and what truth is. A one time declaration of truth is not enough. There is no rest from knowing. Truth is constant knowing and being. Again, it is scriptural. The master may have said, I and the Father are one. He knew who he was. Take that sentence and sit down and meditate on it. Ask what it means and listen. Do not do it just once. It is worth the time. It will create the mindset for everything else to happen. Here's a statement you should read over and over again 10 times and then meditate on it and ask what it means. Do unto others as you would want to do them to do unto you. You know, that's one thing that I've always tried to live by. You know, treat others the way I expect to be treated.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, these are strong universal cosmic law.
Yeah.
The Bible gets them from like a higher spiritual law. It's higher. Yeah.
And words are important. They have power, meaning.
Creation. I speak, therefore I create.
There you go. This or closely worded like it has been proclaimed by the spiritual masters for 2,500 years. This is really all the law we need. There would be no need for the courts, statutes, regulations, and paragraphs so numerous there is no way we can know them all. With this, the people have been enslaved. The above statement first shows up in the writings of history as I can find it in 550 BC. Do not unto others what you would not have them do to you, written by Confucius. 450 BC, what you want your neighbor to be to you, be to him, written by Sextus. In 320 BC, what you wish your neighbor to be to you, that be to him, written by Aristotle. There are others who have spoken similarly of this concept, and the one you know as Jesus may have said it as well, but the world has not listened. Yeah. The emissaries of the church and the scholars who put the original Bible together in Constantinople, Turkey in the year 325 AD, and for the next several years we were well read, but that does not really matter. What is important is what it really means. It is a three-dimensional statement. Physical, it is logical and makes sense. Mental, it inspires good conduct. Spiritual, it attracts spiritual vibrations and opens us up for the flow of universal consciousness. Study the writings of the old philosophers outside of the Bible as a supplement, and you will expand your horizon. It will accelerate your spiritual growth. Again, I have to mention a saying, no man has all the answers and no book has all the truth. Still, the Bible is a book that should be read. It has much spiritual inspiration in it. It will raise your vibration to a higher level of love. After reading this book, the Bible may have more sense when it speaks of creation, heaven, being one with the Father. There we go.
Yeah, the Father and I are one. Meditate on that for a while. That's powerful information right there, because that is how you open up to your higher consciousness. That's beautiful.
Everything is one.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, I don't know. I mean, we got 13 minutes. I think I'm going to read another one.
Oh, right on.
We hadn't had any questions, have we?
Nope, just some comments and happy and just chatting. And
Mary Lynn's, I got your color and size. Now I need your address. So I can send you a shirt. I can't just send it to Mary Wynn's. USA.
Absolutely. Well, we love you, Mary. You're awesome.
Absolutely. She is my one-person public relations department. I mean, I know, thank you for everybody that shares these live streams and stuff like that. She's not a one-woman show. I mean, but she is. But thank you to everybody that shares these. Do you want me to read another one?
I do.
Okay, that's cool.
Like I do, yeah.
All right, here we go. The Bible, and there are many versions of it in print, of which many do not even read the same, speaks of two opposing powers, the battle versus good and evil. Think of it. The Bible says that God created everything. Then he must have also created evil, or must have allowed for the opportunity of evil to exist. But in a mind-created universe, what is evil? Aha! It is mind-created also, and part of the illusion. Your mind creates it and brings it into existence. It is just like darkness. It has no substance. If your mind is filled with love and light, evil has no place there, and it would not surface. It's an illusionary thought forms can only exist where there is no light and love. If you're afraid of the dark, what do? You keep the lights on. I should know, as a little child, I was afraid of the dark for a while. So if you're afraid of evil, you need more truth, love, and light in your life. When you do, there will be nothing to worry about. Does this make sense? Sometimes your awakening starts with reading religious material, which, I started off in, Baptist. And then on to spiritual material, then you may study and practice going within in meditation. After a while, you will draw teachers to you, and you will end up studying with them. See, that's what got me into looking into all the other religions. Like I could not accept that just because people didn't grow up around Christianity that they would go to hell. That's what got me questioning.
That's a brilliant thing, and you asked the right question. And when you asked that question, it took you down a path of awakening to
Yep.
truth. That's beautiful.
So, okay. We have to be in the same place for that to happen. We have a global communication system today. They could be from anywhere in the world. This will open up for the universal consciousness to reach all the way up to conscious understanding. When that has happened, things are automatic and you can start to create your own world the way you want it. There is a danger in interpreting spiritual information using inadequate physical language. The Bible is no different. Taking the Bible literally, we can be made to understand that God condones incest. And you would say, no. Well, the Bible says that Adam and Eve were the first two people on earth. They had 3 sons. How would humanity expand from there without one of the sons having incest with their mother? Obviously, Adam and Eve were not the first 2 people on earth. Otherwise, mankind would have been a pool of genetic degenerates.
Yep.
In fact, the very first satisfactorily created sample of man was named Lulu. That meant man of earth. Look behind the words and read between the lines when you read old texts. It was written using very simple language for the uneducated masses submerged in superstition. Study it, and you will find more errors of written history and religious interpretation. When you read it, disconnect the judgment of the conscious mind and listen to the little voice in the back of your mind again. It is the universal consciousness speaking to you through the subconscious mind. Try to distinguish between the two of them. You will know when it is right for you to seek out other spiritual writings like the Dead Sea Scrolls, Apollonius of Tyana, the Eastern philosophers and sages of earlier times, which is what I did. The Western religions have a habit of bashing Eastern teachings, calling them cults and worse. Some tell their followers they will go to hell even if they read any of the other religions, and that is the work of Satan. There are many quotes in the Bible that are direct or nearly direct, quotes from earlier writers and spiritual teachers. By the way, Satan was created in 325 AD in Constantinople also. They needed fear to keep the people in line. Radhakrishnan.
I think you did it pretty good.
I think. Well, let's hope so. No disrespect, Radhakrishnan.
Right?
There is more to us that is apparent in our ordinary consciousness, a finer spiritual presence. To find the deeper being, to function consciously in the world of truth where we dwell, to let it inspire our daily life and transfigure our personality is the purpose of human living. Wow, what a cult. Sounds like that he was onto something, and yes, the Western religions call it cult material and the work of Satan. For your own satisfaction, go to the most complete dictionary you can find and look up the definition of cult. See what fits in that category. This is why you need to do your own research. Remember, what you think and believe is what you will create. Everything in the universe is functioning according to a set of laws and principles. This is physical, mental, and spiritual law, and that is combined into what we call universal law. Universal law is anchored in spiritual science, which is within the capability in all of us. Every time you place confidence in a power outside of yourself, you compromise this law. When you do, you create an imbalance which has to be corrected. When you are the creator of the imbalance and you are the one closest to it, it will affect you first when the universal consciousness moves in to correct the imbalance. Therefore, a spiritual imbalance can have grave effects in the physical illusionary existence. You must manifest within the presence and the power of visualized intention within your own consciousness in accordance with the universal law. This may create an initial conflict within your own minds between what your physical body and your mind wants and what will support harmony and balance according to universal law set down by universal consciousness. With the conflict in your mind, spiritual manifestation may become difficult. The mind is polluted with conflicting mental pictures, and this will obstruct the path to the source or universal storehouse of creative energy. Still, do not worry so much about these things. You will be guided according to your hunger for knowledge, purpose, and master plan. It is up to you to engage in higher consciousness thinking, to manifest around challenges, to better your opportunity, to learn and experience a wider range of life learning lessons while you are in this life cycle. Just try not to create an imbalance by doing things you know are harmful. That will, not may, invoke universal law to restore balance. And to put it in plain English, it will come back and bite you in the southern end unless you engage the safety valve of forgiveness. As you grow, you will more and more strongly realize you exist as an infinite spiritual consciousness who, for practical purposes, has created a physical body to walk around in as a suit of clothing to be used only for a temporary period of time. You are universal consciousness with total control over the physical body and your physical and spiritual surroundings. You are universal with infinite power of manifestation when you realize who you are. Wow, that was a mouthful, but that is exactly who you are.
That is powerful information right
Yeah,
there.
for real.
And so spot on.
Create, create, create.
Absolutely, because we're creators.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like, when will we really, really truthfully believe in the power of we and the power of that we really organically, innately are?
And you truly have to believe to make it truly work. You
That's what
have
I
to
mean.
believe
Your
it will
own
work.
doubt. Yeah, your own doubt will jack up the magic and make everything go out of balance. And then you start creating an error, and then the universal consciousness has to come back in and fix you and hand it to you on your south end. Yep.
Yeah. Corey D. Lambert says, what was he reading from? I'm reading from Agnosta's Spiritual Science, the Guide to Universal Consciousness. If you want to email me at milkywayweekly@gmail, I will send you a copy.
Yes, it's a
All right.
wonderful, wonderful read.
Yeah, definitely. And if you do get it, read chapter 37, 38 first. All right,
Yes.
hopefully we can finish this up here. So why don't things go our way more often? People often lose out and have ugly things happen to them. This comes as a result of having accepted the concepts of limitation and accepting the negative things which happen from time to time as real. This is a fundamentally incorrect universal belief, which the conscious and subconscious mind have accepted as truth. Therefore, you are drawn to it. Because of this, your creative energy will manifest around it. What you draw to you may not be what you are thinking about specifically, but things or thoughts of similar vibration. It is this acceptance that allows you to get sick, fail in business, and eventually die. If you believe you are what you think you are, Albert Einstein was a very brilliant scientist and an insightful man. He said, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and what there ever will be to know and understand. When we engage in higher consciousness thinking, visualizing, and imagining wonderful things into existence in our mind, we are allowing imagination to do the first stage of creation. And that is where it all starts.
Man.
Boom! Dropping knowledge over here, folks.
Yeah, this book is profound. It's very, very, very well written, and it's very truth, and it's very easy to comprehend and, process.
So I hope everybody enjoyed it. Good to see few new folks in here. Like I said, email me at milkywayweekly@gmail, and I'd be more than happy to send you a copy. Anybody else too, like, like I said, I'm still sending them out. I sent out a couple copies today. So
Right on.
I guarantee you folks, the ones that just got the book, when you start reading this book, it's one of those like you want to keep reading it.
Yes.
You want to know what's going, okay. Because it'll excite you like, oh my God, I know this. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it's amazing. And this is what we're doing. And this is how we do it. It's by learning how to connect to within you. This keeps talking about don't give your power away. Don't give your power away. You're the creator. You need to take responsibility as a creator. And this is the greatest secret on earth.
yep, it is.
It really
It's not
is.
so much a secret now, though.
No, but it still kind of is, because so many people, we've been so brainwashed to go outside of ourselves. It's really kind of hard to break those patterns. So a lot of people are still kind of coming into that wisdom because they're still trying to connect to that frequency and those energies because they're still battling the programs. Mhm.
Yeah, and that's like I said, for the ones that are not working and things like right now, like that's what afforded me the time to actually start my awakening. So take advantage of this time, like do as much going within and meditation as you can. Like, man, it's amazing. 5 minutes in meditation, asking questions can be months of research.
Absolutely. And one of the most, like he was giving you suggestions for questions, ask, nobody gets to the Father unless they go through the Son. Meditate on that. It's mind-blowing, the information that you get and what you see. That's how I received a lot of my information in my adult years, because the Lord always told me never to read the Bible. He
Mhm.
told me to wait and read it later. And I was like, okay. And then I got into my late 20s and my 30s, and he told me to start reading it. And I would read certain scripture and it would just like floor me. And then I would ask questions about it, and he would be like, think about it, meditate on it. And then the information that would come out was just profound. So it's amazing because I have a different, my teachings of the Bible aren't very standard religious teachings. They're spiritual, metaphorical, quantum physics teachings.
Sally Bowles wants to know the book's title. It's Spiritual Science, The Guide to Universal Consciousness by Agnost. Like I said, if you want to email me, I'll send you a copy. Well, it's a PDF. I'm not going to send you a hard copy, but I'll send you a PDF of it.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've seen any other questions. Wait a
I
minute, here
don't
we go.
either.
Well,
I
thank
hope you
you,
guys are
Spirit Girl.
liking this info and it's giving you some clues on how to reconnect with your own higher creator that's inside of you, because that's what we got to do so we can connect together, manifest some good things, and start pulling out some of that divine wisdom that we have a hard time grasping onto in this physical construct.
Yep, absolutely.
Because we got solutions to all these problems, we just got to get them. They're up there waiting for us.
So you're going to be on Wayne's tomorrow, right?
Yep, tomorrow morning.
So y'all go check that out. It'll be at 2 o'clock Eastern. What, 6 Pacific?
It's my time. It's 11 o'clock my
Oh, you're
time.
11 Pacific.
Yep,
Sorry, I'm backwards. So
Mhm.
y'all go check that out. You got anything else you want to throw at them before we wrap her up?
Nope, just I love you, Soul Tribe. You make my world a better place to be in. And I love you too,
Absolutely.
Brian.
I love everybody. I love you. Like I said, y'all truly don't know the effect you have on each day. And seeing people converse and chat, like, I don't care if you're not paying attention to me. I love seeing people questioning and helping one another. That's what this is truly all about. So thank each and every one of you, and especially everybody that's donated. I mean, truly, I thank all of y'all. Namaste. The light in me sees the light in you, and I truly mean that. So I'll be back either Wednesday or Thursday. Don't know yet. I'm trying to get all the schedule worked out, but I'll be back probably for sure Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So until then, be the frequency you want to receive, folks. I love you all. Have a wonderful night.